Former President Donald Trump back on the campaign trail today in Michigan, speaking to thousands from the Van Andel stage. That speech to our battleground state was over an hour and a half long. Trump's visit to Grand Rapids marks many firsts. His first time on the trail as a 2024 Republican presidential nominee, his first rally with running mate J.D. Vance, and his first rally since the assassination attempt on his life. Tonight, we have team coverage of the event from both inside and outside of the arena. We start that team coverage with our sister station, News Channel 3's Kirk Mason, who was inside Van Andel Arena during the rally.
For the first time since an assassin tried to end his life, the former president holding a large campaign rally. Unlike that outside Pennsylvania rally, this one held inside here at a raucous Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids. A very large crowd here heard the president go after his critics who say he's a threat to democracy.
And they keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy.
The former president focused on Michigan during his speech and its important car industry. He said he's not against electric, but doesn't want EVs mandated for everyone.
And I'm constantly talking about electric cars, but I don't mean I'm against, I'm totally for them, but whatever the market says. And if it's 10% of the market, 12%.
Trump went after Democrats. A growing number of them are trying to push President Biden out of the race, and he was very critical of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Well, you have a terrible governor here who did a terrible job. Whitmer, I'd like to run against her, actually.
Trump's brand new running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, introduced the former president.
What is radical about making more of our own stuff in Michigan, in Ohio, in Pennsylvania? Nothing. What is radical about telling the drug cartels and the violent gangs across the world, you're not welcome in this country?
High inflation and securing the border were two big focuses of the almost 2-hour-long speech, with some strong language talking about deportations.
That is why, as soon as I take the oath of office, we will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of our country, even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
This crowd enthusiastic for a couple of reasons. First, the former president is safe and healthy following last week's assassination attempt. The second, they come to this rally knowing that the polling numbers are looking very good for their candidate, including in this battleground state of Michigan. Reporting from Grand Rapids, I'm Kirk Mason.
And Detroit area businessman Sandy Pensler has withdrawn from the Republican Senate race in Michigan just ahead of the state's primary, throwing his support behind former U.S. Representative Mike Rogers for the party's nomination. Pensler made the announcement at the rally after being called onto the stage by former president. Trump endorsed Rogers earlier this year, and many in the party have begun to coalesce around Rogers, who served in the U.S. House for 14 years and chaired the House Intelligence Committee. Thousands of people gathered outside Van Andel Arena today ahead of the rally, some even camping out overnight to get a spot inside. And as the rally was ending, UpNorthLive's Allie Baxter caught up with some rally attendees to hear what they had to say about the former president's speech.
Lots of people in Grand Rapids tonight lining up for blocks to hear former President Trump speak at his first rally back since his assassination attempt. This is the messages that he shared and what people thought of them.
I've been to like 4 of his rallies, and it's just so inspirational and so patriotic.
As people streamed out of the Van Andel Arena, they stopped and reflected on what they say were the best moments of Trump's speech.
I thought it was phenomenal. I love the policies. I love the push for unity, for the party, for the country. I think this is one of those speeches that should go down in history.
Some saying they appreciated the emphasis on returning to the way things were prior to the Biden administration.
The energy, the excitement, the overwhelming desire to bring things back to where they were 4 or 5 years ago, where we had people that could afford their homes, where we could have people that could afford to pay for household groceries and stuff like that.
Doing well not just as a country, but doing well in the state of Michigan. Some saying they were excited Trump put so much attention on the state.
I loved his emphasis on Michigan, that we are the arsenal of democracy. We're the leading manufacturer of automobiles. He's going to bring them back.
Do you think he's going to win the state of Michigan in the election?
Because we've been so close both times, it's hard to say. I do believe that he'll get more votes than he did the last 2 times. So mathematically, I think the probability is high.
I believe he's going to kill it. He's going to crush it. He's going to win it. He's going to win Michigan. I just feel it.
Trump's next rally is Wednesday in North Carolina. In Grand Rapids, Allie Baxter reporting.
Just hours before former President Donald Trump arrived in Michigan, we heard from Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow. During a virtual news conference, Stabenow was joined by communications director with the Biden-Harris campaign. Much of the call focused on Project 2025, also known as the Presidential Transition Project.
Their Project 2025 agenda, which they're trying to run away from right now, even though all of their people wrote it, that agenda would give Donald Trump virtually unchecked power and devastate Michigan's economy.
Stabenow also addressed calls for President Joe Biden to drop out of the election as some Democrats expressed concerns over the president's mental and physical ability to do the job. She says Biden has proven he can deliver for Michigan. Exactly 1 week ago today, the former president was shot in an assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. One rally-goer died and several others were seriously hurt. This time around, the rally was indoors at Van Andel Arena, and the Secret Service didn't take any chances for this large-scale event. News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher continues our team coverage with a closer look at safety protocols in place.
The streets of Grand Rapids packed with thousands supporting the former president on his campaign trail. And with these increased numbers, law enforcement and Secret Service agents are increasing theirs to make sure nothing happens like it did last Saturday when a shooter killed a rally goer in Pennsylvania and came close to killing the former president. Thousands lined the streets of downtown Grand Rapids. It looked more like a crowd gathering for a big concert, but it was a campaign rally for former President Trump.
We actually found out about the rally the day he got shot, and so we decided then we wanted to come, and we immediately went online and found something to support our president.
A heavy police presence inside and outside Van Andel Arena to make sure everything goes smoothly.
See the presence is down here. We don't feel like we have to be fearful for our lives or anything.
It was 1 week ago a gunman shot former President Trump when he was at a rally in Pennsylvania. Secret Service not taking any chances this time around. Inside, every rally goer required to go through metal detectors.
I just think they're going to have their A game today because, quite honestly, last week seemed like a national embarrassment in terms of the Secret Service performance, in my opinion.
And improving their performance they are. Counter snipers on top of buildings keeping a close watch on suspicious activity along with drones sent up in the sky. It's a team effort. State police riding on horseback around town, other law enforcement agencies on bikes. Grand Rapids and Kentwood police stationed on almost every block to ensure safety. Joel Sweisberger and his wife Karen feel confident there isn't going to be another threat.
That's right. We wouldn't be here if we were in fear.
We have no qualms about being here whatsoever in terms of security.
Now, we do know that this rally went smooth and there was no incident. Officers I spoke to today say these indoor venues are easier to manage because they screen people before they come inside, making sure that no threats make it indoors. In Grand Rapids, I'm Autumn Pitcher.